Title: Single dad slept at the airport next to a stranger, but she was an FBI agent watching him all along. Part 1. The Terminal Stranger. The fluorescent lights of Terminal 4 flickered faintly as the red-eye crowd slowly thinned. Daniel Reyes, a single dad in his late 30s with tired eyes and a well-worn duffel bag, slumped onto a bench. His 7-year-old daughter, Lena, curled up beside him with her unicorn backpack as a makeshift pillow. Daniel had been flying cross-country for job interviews after losing his warehouse job 3 months ago. With no family left, no savings, and no childcare, he took Lena wherever he went. Tonight, their connecting flight was canceled, and they had no money for a hotel. He gently pulled his jacket over Lena and kissed her forehead. Just as he began to close his eyes, a woman sat down at the other end of the bench, calm, alert, and blending in with the crowd. She wore jeans, a gray hoodie, and had a discreet black satchel slung across her chest. Her name was Agent Riley Nash, and she wasn't here by accident. From behind tinted glasses, she watched Daniel, his every move, his posture, how he kept glancing at his daughter protectively. What no one knew was that Riley had been tracking a suspected courier in a major interstate child trafficking ring, and Daniel Reyes matched the profile exactly. Earlier that week, a security tip-off had come in. A man traveling with a young girl, using cash-only payments, skipping hotels, and appearing on CCTV footage in 3 cities connected to the case. Daniel, unknowingly, checked all those boxes. So the FBI moved in silently. But as Riley observed them that night, something didn't add up. She watched as Daniel skipped his dinner so Lena could have a full meal from the food court. She saw how gently he brushed her hair back as she slept. His eyes carried exhaustion, but no darkness, no fear, no deception. Still, protocol was protocol. Around 3 a.m., Riley quietly texted a photo to her handler. Confirmed visual. Should I approach? Seconds later. Wait. We may have another source near Gate 12. Keep eyes on target. Riley sat back, pretending to scroll on her phone. Suddenly, Lena stirred and sat up groggily. Daddy, I'm cold, she whispered. Daniel sighed, then took off his only jacket and wrapped it around her. He shivered but didn't complain. Riley blinked. Her instincts kicked in, not as an agent, but as a woman who'd seen the real monsters in her years of work. And Daniel didn't feel like one. Still, the FBI had a pattern of trafficking victims traveling with decoys who acted like caring guardians. She couldn't risk being wrong. The next morning, as the terminal brightened and crowds returned, Daniel stretched, clearly aching. Riley stood and walked to the coffee stand. She returned moments later and, without a word, placed a hot cup next to him. Daniel blinked. Thank you, he said, unsure. Long night, Riley said casually. You okay? Daniel glanced at Lena. We've been traveling a lot. Trying to get to Denver. There's a job opportunity. I just can't afford a hotel. Riley smiled faintly. You're a good dad. Daniel chuckled bitterly. Trying to be. She sat beside him again, closer this time. You ever feel like the world's watching you, but for the wrong reasons? He asked, half joking, half weary. Riley's jaw tightened. She glanced down at her phone. The new message read, Another agent confirms. Not the courier. Stand down. For the first time in 48 hours, she exhaled. But she also felt a new knot forming in her chest. Because Daniel Reyes might not be a criminal, but he was clearly a man the world had failed. To be continued in Part 2. The FBI agent who broke protocol for the right reasons.